Okay, another strange happening for the morning. It is Thursday morning right now, about 6 a.m. Still early. Again, once again with my tea. This is one of the teacups I made. Totally impractical with that kind of handle. But I did a whole series of like Whoville cups based off Dr. Seuss Whoville. And this is one of them. Totally impractical, but just fun. So that's my tea of the morning cup. Let's see. Oh, two things. I wanted to cover a couple of things. A couple of days ago, I waited to put this out a little bit because it's just so extreme and out there, and it's just my weird little crazy little world, my crazy little world. Um, Sorry, get the tea bag. It's still early. Um, this armor thing, and yeah, the other day I mentioned at the Pink House, I kind of threatened the dark things, not threatened, but told them it's time for them to leave, get out, go somewhere else. Um, and I fought these things before, and then I converted them from light to dark, from dark to light, that kind of thing. And then I started talking to them. Well, yeah, and over the weekend I threatened them, leave now, kind of thing. And a couple of days ago, I was just sitting on the toilet doing my own business there. And started getting this oppressive feeling, really oppressive, 360 degrees all around me, a sphere all around me of very much oppression. And there was no reason for me to be having this. And, I kind of glanced out there and it's like, and it was localized to right around me. I could see past beyond it and everything's fine. In me, everything is fine. This is just localized around me, trying to come in. Um, so it was like one of these dark entities trying to, I don't know what it was thinking. I really don't know what it was thinking. And I know this is my crazy little world, so I'm letting it run, people. Don't worry, I'm still inside of the shore. I have bills to pay. We're gonna go work on Tara's brother's house for her business here and all day today. Hurricane's coming, rain starting this evening. So I know, I know what's real and what's not. But this side, a lot of it is it's kind of crazy sounding, but it's also real to me. So this is what happened. This oppressive thing. I don't know what it was thinking. I really don't know what it was thinking. Trying to come at me like that. That was such a mistake on its part. Such a mistake. I have this armor now, and it got used. So what happened was it was coming in and kind of attacking, and it was almost like it's something that it had gone rogue. I can't believe it. It broke out from the rest and was trying to do something like this. But it had come in. So what I did is I let it come in. And as it came in, this armor with the mirror stuff and the green on the outside, the mirror on the inside, I let it come in. And once it got in with this mirror stuff, it couldn't get out. And then it still had pieces outside. So most of this entity was inside, me coming inside. And this armor reflection was letting it stay inside. And there were pieces of it still out here. I mentioned in the past that they can break apart. It's hard to grab everything all at once. Uh, what I discovered also is there's a part of me I mentioned in the past that was destroyed by that one thing, destroyed permanently. Well, I was a bit selfish the other day, a couple of weeks ago, and kind of asked the source, I'd like to get that part of me back. Um, but, if it doesn't, it's totally fine with me if it's not. But that was kind of a selfish thing to me. And I mentioned that to the source. This is kind of selfish of me, but it would be nice to have all of me back together again. Um, but if not, that's totally okay. I'm totally okay with it. It's not a big deal. I'm happy to be whatever I am. So I'll do with whatever I got. It's not a problem. I do that everyday life anyway. Need my tea. But it seems like the part of me that was destroyed, they're back. So I was able to use that part of me to grab these other stragglers, the little pieces out there, and pull those straggling pieces down into myself. And then they got locked inside with me with this armor reflecting it all back. And so this dark entity got locked inside of me. What I did then, and I had mentioned about how you give unconditional love and light and all this kind of stuff to these dark entities, and it melts away the darkness. And then if you can release them at a point and they can go home or whatever. Some of these are like they're lost. This one wasn't lost. This wasn't one of those lost souls. It wasn't one of those. This was actually one of the dark entities. So what I did is, it was inside of me, trapped inside of me. It couldn't get out. I opened up to the source, that higher consciousness thing, and I just let it come in and let all this light and love and truth. It felt like truth of everything, the truth of everything. I just let it come in. It was like a bright light inside me with this thing. If you want to say burning it, I would call it, just in my mundane little world here, I would call it burning it with the light of truth. It sounds so freaky weird. I know. It's just weird. But that's what it was. It was just bright light. And it couldn't deal with it at all. What I found interesting too, I did not expect when this was happening. I never again once. I'm learning as I go. I'm learning as I go. That the light also reflected off the armor. It's a mirror on this side, I mentioned. And that light of truth reflected off the inside of the armor and got brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. And it just kept growing, and it just completely incinerated that dark entity. I mean, incinerated it. Funny that I'm using that word now. That's funny, because the other day I mentioned, not the other day, but dark entities fighting in my bedroom, or the entities fighting in my bedroom, that video out there, Strange Happening video. And I mentioned that one. I said it tried to put fear inside of me, and I warned it, I will incinerate you if you do that. I used that word incinerate then too. That's funny. But you can't threaten things like that without having the ability to back it up. Because if there's any doubt in your mind that you can do this, then it will use that as a weapon against you. So you've got to be, if you're making a threat like that against something like that, you have got to have the ability to back it up and do it. You cannot have a doubt at all, because that would become a weapon against you. Anyway, I know this is all crazy. It's my crazy little world, people. I'm sorry, it's my crazy little world. Anyway, that was 2 days ago. Incinerated that dark entity with the light of truth. It sounds so stupid and so, boy, I almost cussed right there. I mean, I really just cussed. Just saying, it is so blinking stupid. It's just, I don't, it's got to be some kind of psychosis, right? Right. And speaking of psychosis, yesterday I decided to go on YouTube and type in Starseed and just see if I could pull up anything else, because I'd stopped for a while, because I just need to be myself and not be influenced. And it pulled up this guy. I don't know where he lives or anything. His name is Sean. I think he's in his 30s or 40s or something, got 4 kids, all this kind of stuff. Well, apparently he had this kind of awakening to the starseed thing in him at the exact same time that I started putting out these videos. Once again, these coincidences are very odd. So the same exact time I started putting out these videos, he had this awakening. Over the course of some months, him realizing what's happening, everything, he let it go. He got caught in that riptide and let it go, and he lost sight of the shore. What's reality? The shore is reality. The shore is paying bills. The shore is loved ones, family. The shore is everyday mundane things. Is the shore. He lost sight of the shore and got caught up in it. And for him, it was a very positive thing. It was overwhelming positive. So wonderful, so awesome feeling, so great that everybody thought he'd gone crazy. And he actually got involuntarily put into a psychiatric hospital for 7 days. And he talked about that. But he also talked about he was able to help people. But then he learned just the power of how they can hold someone against their will, and like that. So he came back to the shoreline, got back to the shoreline, but he's different. And it sounds like he's lost friends and everything over this, because he's changed completely. As a more positive person, much better person, it sounds like. But the stuff he's putting out is exactly similar. Well, not exactly, sorry, not exactly similar to what I've put out here, but the basics of all the positive changes and things that are happening and how you're connected to everyone, everywhere, that kind of thing, connected to this higher source. And he's hearing, not hearing, but there's this information that comes in that seems like the truth. And the funny thing is, back on my Strange Chat, the first video I saw, I clicked on it. It's talking about forgiveness. So I watched it. This video he put out was around the same time that I put out my Strange Happening 55, where I learned to forgive everyone for everything. Same time, same topic, which was, I thought, coincidence. Once again, my weird coincidences. And, but he's like, this information source coming in is telling him it's all about forgiveness right now. There's forgiveness going on right now. And this source was telling him that, and that's what was happening in my Strange Happening 55 too. So the same thing. He also mentioned the same thing, once again, about fear. You do not let fear in, ever. And he talked about these dark entities, just like I do. I found that totally amazing. It's like, wow, just how amazing. And he mentioned, since I mentioned psychosis earlier, that it is almost like bordering on psychosis. This stuff is so far out there. It's so impossible to believe. It's almost like you have some kind of psychosis going on, because it's so unbelievable, all this kind of stuff. So I totally get it, where he's coming from on that. I really do. The nice thing with me is I'm able to separate my regular mundane life to this other happenings in my life. And I just had to admit that it's all real, because during all my strange happenings and all the examples I use of these psychic kind of things and reality responding, wanting things to happen and they respond. Well, the examples I used, again, once again, I've mentioned this before, but people were there to see this happen. So it wasn't just me. I mean, if it was just me being there by myself, I would consider myself psychotic, completely psychotic. I would, because it would be just me alone and nobody could verify it. But my wife has seen all this, and things have happened. Many, many, many things have happened while she's standing there and seeing all this, to the point where she asks for things to happen sometimes, and then I ask, and it happens. So with all these people seeing this stuff and have witnessed it, I gotta say it's real. Yeah, I just gotta say it's real. It seems so psychotic, but when so many others have witnessed this and still do, I just gotta say it's real. So anyway, I know it's unbelievable, but it happens. One thing I do want to put out here, just to kind of drink my tea and close out here. The thing I've been talking about, it's all about me, kind of self-centered stuff. All these videos, it's all been about me and my experiences, because I thought that these videos were for a family member, in case they grew up crazy like me, total psychotic crazy like me. Maybe it would help them lead as much normal life as they could. What these other people are doing is they're actually trying to help other people that are like this, and I really, really applaud their effort to do that. It's an amazing effort, and it's helped me come to grips with it, since I never had anybody to talk to. So the deal is, this light, this ultimate source, is in every single person out there. It's in you. It is in you. You just got to find it. And look inside yourself and find it. And there's dark inside yourself too, just like it is in me. There's dark and there's light. You have to recognize that dark in you and kind of accept it for what it is, understand what it is within you, so you can learn and grow. So good luck. But all of you out there, you're all just like me, okay? Every person out there is just like me. You just don't know it yet. I hope you do. One day, start waking up a little bit. But every single person out there, you may have recognized some of this, had premonitions or felt something from someone else, know that a family member's hurt or injured or anything. That's it. That's part of it. So you've got this light inside of you as well. So recognize it. Say hello.